Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Mauricio Pochettinho to Manchester United is almost done. Pochettinho wants Manchester United and Manchester United want Pochettinho. Pochettinho will leave PSG by June at the latest. Pochettinho has got a full season left on his PSG contract. I think he has won a French Cup at PSG. Revert back to earlier on this season, Pochettinho came out a few times and said that I'm happy at PSG and he wouldn't let the Man United rumours distract him. PSG have agreed personal terms with Zidane to replace Pochettinho. Pochettinho is a good manager, even though he's hardly won anything. Before Pochettinho endured 5.5 years at Tottenham, analysing the vast majority of his tenure at Tottenham were competing in and out of the top 4. Revert back to 2018, he guided Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final and he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. Before Pochettinho managed Southampton, he only endured a short tenure with them, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League, and before he managed Espanyol. He said earlier on this season that Man United were ready to pay the 10 million compensation fee for Mauricio Pochettinho. Revert back to when Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Manchester United should have got Pochettinho then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. You know, Man United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Now I want to give you some news on Anthony Martial. So according to Fabrizio Romano, Sevilla can't pay Martial's full salary plus loan fee. Revert back towards the end of last year, he said Manchester United rejected a loan offer from Sevilla for Martial. Martial is not interested in making a move to Newcastle. Ralph Rangnick confirmed last year that Martial wants to leave Manchester United, as Martial held talks with Rangnick over his future. Martial's agent confirmed last year that Martial wants to leave Manchester United this month. Martial is demanding more game time at Manchester United. He's not getting enough game time. Martial's recently been out with injury. He's no longer good enough to represent the club. I thought the best season Martial endured at Man United was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. To be fair, he was pretty impressive last season. Manchester United paid him. What? What? As I was saying, Manchester United paid initial fee of 36 million for Martial from Monaco back in 2015. Martial's been at Manchester United. As I say, Martial's been at Manchester United for 7 years. He's got a contract with the club until 2024. He's scored 79 goals in 268 appearances in all competitions. So that's the news on Martial. Ralf Rangnick, as you all know, is already losing the dressing room at Manchester United. Because it said not so long ago that 17 Manchester United players are unhappy with Ralf Rangnick and want to leave. Ralf Rangnick has been told that transfer funds are available this month. So reflecting on that, Ralf Rangnick will be backed by the Glazers, as the club have been dealing with the dressing room crisis. Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for over a month now. Manchester United lost to Wolves last Monday night. That was Rangnick's first defeat as Manchester United manager, and it was the first time Wolves won at Old Trafford since 1980. I can't see Rangnick getting the Man United job on a permanent basis. He's only got a chance of getting the job on a permanent basis if he can turn things around. So he is the interim manager till the end of the season. Then it did mention that he will take a consultancy role for a further 2 years. But now I'm hearing that the consultancy role is in doubt. Reflecting on the poor performances under Rangnick, Rangnick is blameless. The players have to take responsibility for the poor performances. The players are the biggest problem at Manchester United at this moment in time. Since Rangnick come in, he has made changes. He's brought 3 additions in. Earlier on this season, he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he also brought Saz Challens in as a sports psychologist. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Will Manchester United make any signings in this January transfer window? There's a lot of players that Manchester United are linked with. Now, obviously, the news on Julian Alvarez from River Plate. He said the other day that Julian Alvarez is set to join Manchester United after Ralf Rangnick held talks with the player's agent earlier on this week. It said Alvarez is set to become the first signing of the Rangnick era, and it said Manchester United are prepared to pay the £17 million release clause to sign Alvarez. Alvarez has been at River Plate for a long time. He risen up their academy and his contract at River Plate expires next year. He's mainly a forward. He can also be deployed as a winger. He's only the age of 21. Man United have also been linked with Erling Haaland as well, but I'm disregarding Erling Haaland coming to Man United. He did mention towards the end of last year that Ralf Rangnick wants Erling Haaland, and Rangnick spoke with Erling Haaland's father, Alf Haaland, over the possibility of his son signing for Manchester United this year. Haaland has a release clause of £68 million but doesn't become active until the summer. We've been linked with Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona, but I don't want Ousmane Dembele because he's too injury prone. Declan Rice, he's been a long-term target for Manchester United. He said Man United are confident of landing Declan Rice for £100 million in the summer. West Ham's disappointing December given Manchester United a huge boost in their pursuit of Declan Rice. Jude Bellingham, he's also been a long-term target for Manchester United. We've also been linked with Boubacar Kamara. Earlier on this week it said Man United were interested in Ruben Neves from Wolves, and it said Man United were leading the chase for Ruben Neves. It says Man United could bid around 35 million this month. Manchester United have held talks with Ruben Neves' agent George Mendes. When Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. You know, Rangnick made it clear that he wants a centre defensive midfielder at Manchester United. But I can assure this month there will be more outgoings than incomings. Now, Martial, there's a good chance that he'll be leaving Man United this year. Edinson Cavani, he'll also be leaving the club this year. He'll probably leave in the summer because Man United are reluctant to let Edinson Cavani leave on a free transfer this month. Prior to the Wolves game, Rangnick did say he desperately wants Edinson Cavani to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. Cavani's contract at the club expires in the summer. He had injury earlier on this season. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. He's been linked with Barcelona as Cavani. It said last year that he agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. He's been linked with Juventus as Cavani, and last year Cavani rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Juan Mata, there's a good chance that he'll be leaving Manchester United in this January transfer window. I think Mata will either go to Spain or he will go to the MLS. Mata's contract at Man United expires in the summer. Revert back to last year, Man United extended Mata's contract for the further year. I can't understand why, because Mata doesn't really get in the team, plus he's ageing up and he's lost that yard of pace. But despite all of that, Mata's had a good career at Manchester United. Mata's made over 200 appearances for us in all competitions and he's scored over 50 goals. Mata's been at Manchester United for 8 years, so he has been a long-serving player. We got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014 for 40 million. So we brought him in under the David Moyes era. Man United will be loaning Amad Diallo out as well this year so he can get more opportunities. Jesse Lingard, he'll also be leaving the club this year. Do you think he'll leave this month or do you think he'll leave in the summer? West Ham want to re-sign Lingard. The second half of last season, Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Lingard's contract at the club expires in the summer. Revert back towards the end of last year though, it said Lingard will be staying at Manchester United this month to fight for his place under Rangnick. Donny van de Beek, he'll probably leave in the summer, as I have been hearing that Van de Beek is not allowed to leave Manchester United this month. Van de Beek remains keen on leaving Manchester United in this January transfer window, as Van de Beek held talks with Ralph Rangnick to discuss his future. Well, he already said that Van de Beek had a bust-up with his agent, so reflecting on that, he's unable to leave this month. I heard that Bayern Munich are no longer in for Van de Beek, and he should have gone to Everton last summer. I can't blame Van de Beek for wanting to leave because he's not getting enough opportunities at Man United. Um, when we first brought Rangnick in, I thought Van der Beek was going to get the opportunities he was demanding under Solskjaer, but obviously he hasn't. Van der Beek's only managed to score 2 goals for the club, and he's been a Manchester United player now for over a year and a half. Manchester United got Van der Beek for 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with the club till 2025. There's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Matic, he'll be leaving the club as well this year. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his opportunities. Matic is only the predominant centre defensive midfielder that Man United have got. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder when he's aging up, but he has had his good games at the club. I think Matic is out of contract in the summer. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. So Matic has been with us now for around 5 years. Paul Pogba, if he leaves Man United this year, he'll leave in the summer. Now, I give you the news on Paul Pogba yesterday. It said Paul Pogba denies being offered a Manchester United contract because the Sun said the other day that Manchester United offered Paul Pogba a new £500,000 a week contract. That would have made Pogba the highest paid player in Premier League history. Pogba's out of contract in the summer. Revert back to the start of this season, he rejected a new Man United contract offer. Rangnick recently gave us an injury update on Pogba. He said Pogba is out for at least another 4 weeks. Phil Jones and Eric Bailly, I think they'll be leaving the club as well this year. Phil Jones doesn't really get in the team, does he? Jones did play last Monday night against Wolves. He only played because Maguire picked up a knock, but that was Phil Jones' first Premier League appearance since January 2020. That's 2 years ago. Jones was by far our best player against Wolves. At one point, Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. This season is his 11th season at Man United, so he's been a long-serving player. And Eric Bailly, he doesn't get in the team much either. He played against Burnley last Thursday night, but obviously came off injured. Obviously now Bailly is at the African Cup of Nations. Dalot, I think Man United will be offloading him this year. Dalot appeared to be our first choice right back under Rangnick, but the last couple of games we've decided to start on Wan-Bissaka. Dalot's had some good games this season though, especially under Rangnick. Last season he had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that he gained some experience. And Manchester United got Dalot from Porto for around £19 million. Brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. Tellez, do you think he could leave this year? I hope Tellez doesn't leave this year because I think, he's a good left back, is Tellez. And Tellez appeared to be our first choice left back under Rangnick at the first, but obviously the last couple of games or so, he's decided to start Luke Shaw. And Man United are looking to get rid of Dean Henderson permanently this year. Rangnick's already told Dean Henderson he cannot leave Man United on loan this month. And the news on Cristiano Ronaldo. By the way, Cristiano Ronaldo's held crisis talks with his agent George Mendes about his future. He said the other day that Ronaldo is ready to quit Man United if the club's next manager isn't to his liking. The other week, Ronaldo's agent George Mendes came out and said that Ronaldo's very happy at Man United, but on the other side of things, Ronaldo himself came out and said that I'm not happy at Manchester United. Ronaldo is demanding more from Man United. Erik Ten Hag as well, you know the news on him. He said the other day that Erik Ten Hag is leading the race to become Manchester United's next manager. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik Ten Hag come in. You've got to admire what he's done at Ajax. You know, he's won some trophies with them. Back in 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. He's been Ajax manager for 5 years now. He's got a contract with them till 2023. And I like the way he develops young players. Before Ajax, Erik Ten Hag managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. You know, we sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Manchester United have not been the same team since Ferguson retired. And a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it has done. No one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club, so in that aspect we've got to accept that. You know, Alex Ferguson, greatest manager of all time. Alex Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, but he didn't settle in straight away, Ferguson, because he didn't win all in his first 4 years at Man United. So it does take some managers time to settle in. Alex Ferguson was at Manchester United for around 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. The only mistake Ferguson made was recommending Moyes in when he retired, but the reasons he did that is because they're both Scottish and Ferguson seemed to have a lot of time for David Moyes. And as you all know, Richard Arnold will be Manchester United's CEO on the 1st of February to replace Ed Woodward. Woodward is stepping down at the end of this month. Ed Woodward has had a 17-year association with the club. Woodward's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. Manchester United have spent over £1 billion since Ferguson retired and must have brought a good 40 odd players in since Fergie retired. And obviously Rangnick's obviously inheriting players who other managers have obviously brought in. Manchester United do play Aston Villa tomorrow night in the FA Cup third round. It is at Old Trafford. You know, Manchester United are going into the game on the back of a 1-0 defeat to Wolves, and it was a very poor performance against Wolves, so we need to see a much better performance against Villa than what we saw against Wolves. Rangnick will rotate for the game tomorrow. It will be a difficult game though against Aston Villa. Aston Villa have been impressive under Steven Gerrard. I think Steven Gerrard's enjoyed a pretty good start to his managerial career at Aston Villa. You know, when Aston Villa appointed Steven Gerrard in, he signed a 3.5-year deal. By the way, tomorrow will be Steven Gerrard's first time at Old Trafford as a manager. Before Aston Villa, Gerrard managed Rangers. He did well at Rangers because he won the Scottish Premiership with them, and before Rangers he managed Liverpool's under-18s. Before Steven Gerrard, Aston Villa had Dean Smith. They sacked Dean Smith earlier on this season. Dean Smith is now the Norwich City manager. Aston Villa, you know, have got some good players in their team that could cause Manchester United problems. Revert back to what I mentioned on the preview. You know, they've got Danny Ings that's made an impact. Aston Villa got Danny Ings from Southampton. Villa have also got Leon Bailey. He's made an impact. They got Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen. Leon Bailey has been out with injury. Villa have also got Ollie Watkins. He's one of the best players that Villa have got. He recovered from COVID not so long ago. They've also got Anwar El Ghazi. That's a good attacking player. They've got Trezeguet, who's also good. He's at the African Cup of Nations at the moment. Recently, Aston Villa signed Philippe Coutinho on loan from Barcelona until the end of the season. Coutinho won't be playing tomorrow, I don't think, because I've heard that he's got COVID. So Coutinho could make his debut for Villa against Man United in the league match next weekend. They've also got John McGinn. Now, I probably think John McGinn is the best player that Aston Villa have got. You know, Manchester United have been linked with him. They've also got Jacob Ramsey Villa. They've got Douglas Luiz. To be honest with you, I don't highly rate Douglas Luiz. They've also got Marvelous Nakamba. He's out with injury, or has been out with injury. They've got Sanson as well. Villa have also got Ezri Konsa. They've got Tyrone Mings. You know, he's a very good centre-half. He's Tyrone Mings. They've got Buendia. They got him from Norwich. They've got Matt Targett, Matty Cash. They've also got Ashley Young. Ashley Young recently suffered a toe injury. Young's in his second spell at Aston Villa. Young is a former Manchester United player. Young was a long-serving player at us. He was at Man United for around 8.5 years. So if he can play in this one, he'll be reuniting with Man United. And one of the goalkeepers Aston Villa have got is Martinez. Let me put into the equation that Villa lost Jack Grealish to Man City. Villa did get £100 million for him. And Tuanzebe left Aston Villa to join Napoli on loan. So next week we're playing Aston Villa twice within a week. You know, we'll play them in the Cup tomorrow. Then obviously we'll play them in the league next Saturday, the 15th of January. Villa won at Old Trafford in the league earlier on this season, 1-0. That was the first time Villa won at Old Trafford since 2009. We've got some players missing. Obviously, Bailly, he's on international duty at the moment. Plus, he came off injured against Burnley, like I mentioned earlier on in this video. Martial's been out with injury, but he doesn't really get in the team anyway. Harry Maguire's been out of a knock, but I heard that he could be back in contention for this one. Lindelof, he's been out with COVID. I think he's now recovered from COVID as far as I know. Amad Diallo, he's also on international duty as well. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.